the adjustments at halftime of the New England Patriots on the defensive side of the ball as well as the offensive side of the ball. When you look starting defensively, what Matt Patricia was able to do, what the Jacksonville Jaguars wanted to do was get the ball out to the flats, get the ball to Leonard Fournette, T.J. Yeldon, quickly dink and dunk him, make sure that Blake Bortles was comfortable and that he gained confidence. Second half, they eliminated that. They took that away. They forced him to start trying to throw the ball down the field. They eliminated their run game. And then offensively, I think what transpired right before the half opened the floodgates for New England, because the personal foul, the defensive pass interference on A.J. Bouye, it almost registered to New England, in my opinion, as if they went into the locker room and Bill Belichick said, this team, yes, is this team the best pass defense in the league? Absolutely. But if they're going to take us down, they're going to have to take us down doing what we do best, and that's throwing the football. And they came out in the second half, and they attacked that secondary, whether they got the PI calls against them or got the flag calls against them, or they just got the completion. I think the most impressive thing I saw was them throw the ball down the field to eliminate the press coverage, and A.J. Bouye, Jalen Ramsey, they respected the speed enough of Cooks to where he and Julian Edelman had everything. Amendola. Danny Amendola. I know. Yeah, that would be a whole different ball game. They had everything to do. They had all space underneath. They had no press coverage they had to beat. They had all their entire route tree was available. And you can't allow Tom Brady to have that type of route tree against a really good secondary that just got slaughtered because of, again, I haven't even mentioned Tom Brady twice, but this is what they do. They make adjustments, and they force you to beat them, and they force you to adjust to what they're doing after they see what you've done. I
agree. I thought the second half, I was surprised that Ramsey and Boye didn't press. Yes. You know, with Cooks, and I was telling Skip earlier, with a speed receiver, you can't give him a free release. He will eat up that cushion too quickly, and he will force you to bail up out of there. So while you're bailing, the ball is on its way. He pulls up, it's 10-yard completion. Or you're bailing up, and it's hard to play. I don't like the way Bouye was playing. I don't like what he was trying to clue. Now, he was looking at the quarterback, but his butt was facing the sideline, which means he can't drive on anything that's not in breaking. So he's running the out, he's wide open. Mm-hmm. He's running a stop route at 10 yards, he's wide open because you can't drive. Now, if it's an in-breaking route with your butt angle like that, you can drive on it. But Cooks hadn't shown you that's what he was going to do. So why were you playing it like that? Put hands on him. And then they saw Boye was struggling with Cooks. They put Rams on the other side. Tom Brady said, we're not scared of you. We're going to throw it up and get you a 41-yard PI. So how you like that? So I was disappointed, especially they did all that talking. But we know what the Patriots do. They're as good as we've ever seen at second-half adjustments. So if you think you're going to beat them by doing the exact same thing you did in the first half, therein lies the problem. But I tell you what, if you play the Patriots, you better be willing to play 60 minutes of football. 30 is not good enough. 45 is not good enough. 52 is not good enough. You better go all the way to the end because they're coming, and they're not going to stop. They believe that they've always felt this. But when you're down 25 points in the Super Bowl, and you come back and win a ball game, Skip, there's no lead that's too big that team does not believe with 12 under center, they can come from behind and capture the lead. So, Eagles, you'll notice, we've seen them be down 20-10 early in the fourth quarter. We've seen them be down late in the third quarter, 28-3. You got to kill this team.
Absolutely.
That's the only way you're going to beat them. If you hoping they'll go away, you hope we got them now. They're going to fold. That ain't how they play football up in New England.
So it was very telling, I thought, in Greg Jennings' opening soliloquy that he got to the end and he said, and it's funny, I barely mentioned Tom Brady and everything that I said. Tom Brady was the story yesterday. You can make all your points, and they're all valid, but they're all little points. And the biggest point was that in the end, the New England Patriots didn't have Bill Belichick or Matt Patricia or the defense or anything else. They had the greatest clutch performer in the history of sports, not just football, basketball, baseball, hockey, Olympics. The greatest clutch performer ever was on stage again in Foxborough in the AFC Championship game. And he took over the fourth quarter. He got help from his defense because it finally locked in and locked down on a Blake Bortles that once upon a time you called trash on this show because he was trash. He played trash against Buffalo. I get that. Mm-hmm. He played much better than at Pittsburgh, and he played really well. He looked like Eli Bortles against Tom Brady yesterday under Tom Coughlin because he converted 6 third downs. Tom Brady only converted 3 for the whole game. But when the money was on the table, Tom Brady threw for 138 yards in the fourth quarter against a defense that I have enormous respect for because it's as gifted and athletic as any defense in the league. I still say it was better than Minnesota's defense, and I think it proved that yesterday. We got to see back-to-back Jacksonville's defense and Minnesota's defense. It's just better. I think it's even better coached, but it's got stud athletes everywhere, and they were giving Tom Brady problems.
But here's the thing, though, Skip. As long as Tom Brady, it's like anything. Anytime you have a great player, he's always going to be a part of the storyline. It doesn't matter what the Cavaliers do. LeBron's going to come up somehow in the storyline.
Absolutely.
But here's the thing, Skip. This is why you can't just say, well, Brady, Brady, Brady. So let's just say for the sake of argument, Brady scores, Jacksonville scores. Brady scores, Jacksonville scores. Who wins the game? Mm-hmm. You have to give the defense more credit than you're willing to do because they allow.
Just remember, with 8 minutes and 45 seconds left in the football game, Jacksonville is ahead 20-10.
Okay.
And why did you give New England any shot at all? Not because of the defense,
right.
Because of number 12, right? And just keep it in perspective because the perspective gets lost on Tom Brady. I get it. People are sick and tired of Brady in the Super Bowl. But just think of this. He obviously didn't have Julian Edelman, and he didn't have Martellus Bennett from last year. Then he loses Gronk late in the second quarter. And the Patriots yesterday were able to manage a grand total of 46 yards rushing in that game, and 18 of them came on the final play of the game when Deion Lewis got loose around the end for 18 yards.
How did that happen?
Okay, but remember, they had a grand total of 28 yards rushing up to then. What if I told you they'd have 28 yards rushing until the bitter end of the game? You'd say there's no way they can win that game.
I'm with you 100%.
Okay?
Tom Brady is definitely the storyline, but to Shannon's point, you can't overlook what they were able to do defensively
but just remember,
to stifle the Jaguars.
Blake Bortles threw for almost 300 yards, and Jacksonville ran for 101 yards. That's a recipe for success at Foxborough, right? Blake Bortles controlled the ball 35 minutes to Tom Brady's 25 minutes. Mm-hmm. That's a real, if you told me that before the game, I'd say, man, you got a shot.
Yeah,
right?
and they haven't. But here's the thing, though, Skip. When it mattered the most, they couldn't get a first down.
They came up with stops.
They couldn't stay on the field. If you go back to the Super Bowl, they probably ran for less yards than that in the Super Bowl. Tom Brady threw them back into the ball game. But why? From 3 minutes left in the third quarter, Atlanta didn't score another point.
Okay, I got you, but do not underestimate how the defense can rise to the occasion because in the backs of its minds,
it's
got 12.
Yeah, right.
It's got 12. We were okay.
Of course.
We can do this. Let's rise up let's be Brady-esque on defense because if we get this guy the ball back, he's going to cash and cash and cash in.
But what must they do? Get the ball back.
Here's the thing. When it comes to Tom Brady, you know that's the X factor. And there was something, I know you guys watched the game. There was a nice little sizzle that was played during one of the commercials of a documentary.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And in
Tom
versus time. Mm-hmm. And in that, I told my wife this. Did you hear what he said? I had to rewind it. Did you hear what he said?
Give your life.
He said they better be willing to put their life on the line because I am.
Okay?
Yeah. That is Tom. That is a mentality that a lot of people say that they have, but they don't put it to action. Mm-hmm. Tom Brady puts it into action every single time he is on that football field in the biggest games that you could ever play. This is what makes him so great. And I did call Blake Bortles trash. And I said
but
I was thinking,
okay, he
no.
deserved it after the Buffalo
did.
game. I got
But
it.
after watching him these last 2 weeks, Blake, I apologize. Because I think that he's on to something.
He played well enough for them to win yesterday.
He did. And it was not him.
And what we thought would be the strong suit of this ball game, their defense, they let them down.
And by the way, he did make one throw on 4th and long where he stepped up in the pocket and actually wrong foot threw it up, up over the top to D.D. Westbrook. And Stephon Gilmore finally, he finally earned his free agent millions. That's the first play he's made all year.
Tell everybody at home, and I tweeted this, on that route, D.D. Westbrook got to flatten it off.
He does.
He cannot let Gilmore be between him and the ball.
Nope.
He got to flatten it out and make Gilmore come between him.
Yep. He's a rookie.
Yep, but he has to impede.
I said he's a rookie. He doesn't understand. As a veteran player, you know to flatten that ball off because at that juncture of the game, you don't really need a touchdown.
No.
You need a first down
Yes.
to stay the continuation
Agreed.
of that drive.
That's an incredible play, though.
You know
it
what?
was.
That was a Jalen Ramsey-esque athletic
Yes.
play.
Yes.
That he went up for that ball.
But see, people think Tom is like that just in the game. But you got to train with that mindset that you're willing to die. You got to be willing to grab a chair, get to a place that's uncomfortable, and get comfortable being there. And see, that's the way he trains. That's the way the great train. Everybody, I ain't put my life on the line for no game. If you want to be great, you will.
If you want to be great for 18 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Greg, thanks for joining us. Did Bill Belichick take a shot at his quarterback yesterday? We'll discuss that next.